everyone, welcome back to Nails Before Films. Today I'll be going through how I made the Mario and Peach nails for my The Super Mario Bros. Movie review video. Link in the description. Again, this isn't really a tutorial. I don't think I'm good enough to be teaching people yet. I'm just going through how I did the nails, so please comment below if you have any suggestions for me. Anyway, let's get right into it. First, the supplies. Again, nothing is sponsored. I wish I was sponsored. I used Apres Gel X Natural Almond Short Size 4 for my index fingers and ring fingers. I forgot to mention this in my previous videos. I normally use the almond short shape for faces. I use this same shape for the Flash, Barbie, Super Mario, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Elemental videos because I only did 2 nails for each movie. So I used the same shape to make them into a complete set. Again, filing off the prickly end using a 100 grit file and buff the tips with a 180 grit file to remove the shine. Next, for the base color, again 2 coats of Matte & Glam Smelly Cat Gel Polish for Mario and Peach's faces. For the nail art, I didn't start by drawing with acrylic paint this time. Because I wanted Mario's nose to pop out like his actual nose, I used a drop of Smelly Cat in the middle as his nose. The point here is not to use too big of a drop or else the polish won't dry all the way through. Also, as soon as the size of the nose is to your liking, cure it immediately. Most gel polishes are self-leveling, some better than others, so if you wait for too long, the polish is going to expand and the nose will become flatter and bigger than you intended. After curing the nose, I added white gouache for his eyes and put black outlines with golden fluid acrylics carbon black. Because I thought the black lines were too thick, I added some white to make them thinner. Then because his eyes are blue, I mixed up some light blue gouache for his eyes. Add black in the middle of his eyes and tiny white dots in the upper left for reflection. For his mouth, I drew his smile and covered the entire area with black. The top of the mouth doesn't really matter that much because I will be covering the area with his beard using gel polish later. Anyway, add a white rectangle under the top of his mouth as his teeth, and I mixed some pink for his tongue, which went on the bottom of his mouth. Then I added a tiny bit of white on the bottom of his mouth as his lower teeth. At first, I used Bio Seaweed Gel's Unity Gingerbread for his beard. It looked a little transparent, so I applied 2 or 3 coats of the gel polish. Then I thought the color was a bit too light, so I used Bio Seaweed's Unity Grapevine for his brows and added a coat of it to his beard as well. I initially wanted to use some red polish near the cuticle for his hat, but after drawing his brows, there really was no room for that, which was kind of a shame because his red hat is really iconic. Maybe I should have drawn the hat first so that I would have a better idea of where his facial features should be. Anyway, after curing the beard and brow, apply top coat over the entire nail and cure. And that's it, the Mario nail is done. As for Peach, because I wanted her hair to be raised, I used Bio Seaweed's Unity Sunshine to draw her hair first. Same as Mario's beard, I repeated this a couple of times until I achieved the desired color and thickness. Next, I used white gouache to draw her eyes and then black for her lashes on top. Her eyes are blue like Mario's, so I pretty much used the same light blue for her. After putting a blue oval in the middle of her eye and touching up any black or white part that I accidentally covered up with blue, I added the black in the middle of her eyes and put the white dots for reflection. After finishing her eyes, I drew her nose with a small black V shape, and then I mixed up some light pink for her lips. I wasn't happy with the lower lip shape I did at first, so I wiped it off with alcohol using a lint-free wipe. For acrylic paint or gouache, if they're still wet, you can try to wipe it off with water, but once it dries, you have to use alcohol to fully clean it off your nails. Anyway, after drawing her lips, I thought I needed to add black lines under her eyes to make them more defined. However, now that I look at it again, maybe I shouldn't have added lines. Let me know what you think in the comments. Then I used light brown to draw her brows. Lastly, because I didn't want her hair to look like chunks of yellow, I brushed some watery thin brown paint on her hair with a thicker brush so that it will look like strands of hair. I then cover it with one thin coat of the yellow gel polish to make it look more streaky. Cure the yellow polish, apply top coat, cure, and it's done. That's basically how I did these two nails. I thought the movie was fine, but I wasn't really its target audience, so I can't say I fully enjoyed the movie. Anyway, you can always check out my full review if you're interested. Because I thought the movie was okay, I didn't make them do weird faces this time, and I tried to be as accurate as the movie version as possible. Again, you can always change things up. Maybe use longer nail tips so that Mario's hat and Peach's crown will fit on the nail, etc., etc. I've listed the supplies I used in the description. If you have any questions or suggestions for me, feel free to leave them in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you want. Keep nailing it, and check out my Super Mario movie review video if you haven't yet, people.